This is not random. The universe does not deal in coincidences. If you are hearing these words right now, understand that this message is not for everyone. It is a direct transmission, a sacred summons crafted specifically for you. You have been chosen, marked by destiny itself, and your presence here is a deliberate connection to a truth that promises to unfurl before your very eyes, altering the fabric of your reality forever. Prepare yourself, for you are on the precipice of an ultimate solution, a divine blueprint designed to transform your life from the depths of stagnation to an avalanche of prosperity, from the shadows of suffering to an unshakable inner peace. The path you thought was sealed is about to reveal a secret gate, a forgotten key to a treasure you were always meant to possess. For too long, the narrative whispered into your ear has been a meticulously crafted lie. They presented you with a false choice, a cruel dilemma designed to keep you fragmented and striving. Pick a lane, they commanded. Be successful or be loved. Be spiritual or be wealthy. They engineered a system, a grand illusion, to make you believe these facets of your life were separate accounts, forcing you into impossible decisions and, more often than not, leaving you with neither. But what they failed to grasp in their hubris was the unerring precision of the cosmic ledger. They thought no one would scrutinize their deceptive balance sheets, but the universe, in its infinite wisdom, never saw it that way. The cosmos keeps an immaculate record, one far more profound than any human invention. And I tell you now, with uncaring certainty, that your name is etched at the top of that ledger, poised for the most spectacular reconciliation. There's a deeper, more exhilarating truth about to be revealed, a truth so potent it will make every past struggle resonate with profound meaning. The universe recognized only one account: every sacrifice you made for love, every moment of selflessness, every act of compassion that stretched you thin. These were not losses. They were deposits, substantial and interest-bearing, straight into your wealth account. Conversely, every financial struggle you endured, every tight month, every moment of scarcity that tested your spirit, these were not failures. They were powerful anchoring deposits into your love account. The divine economy operates on a principle of perfect reciprocity, a magnificent dance of give and receive that transcends earthly logic. And right now, the withdrawal is being processed. This is not a choice you have to make. It is a package deal, a complete restoration that defies the world's limitations. The cash and the ring are not two separate blessings delivered in isolation. No, they are the two radiant halves of the same divine receipt, a singular proof of purchase for a destiny long overdue, and your time has come to collect. A profound shift is already underway, a subterranean rumbling beneath the very foundation of your existence. What you are about to experience is not merely a change of circumstance, but a complete recalibration of your entire being, a spiritual awakening that will ripple through every aspect of your life. The greatest reveal, the true mechanism of this abundance, is still ahead, waiting for you to claim it. Chapter 1. The Reconciliation of the Divine Ledger. In the intricate world of commerce, there exists a principle known as double-entry bookkeeping. For every transaction, for every debit from one account, there must be a corresponding credit in another. It is a system of perfect, undeniable balance. What the world has tried desperately to obscure from you, what they have labored to keep secret, is that this is not merely a human invention, a clever accounting trick. It is a diluted, watered-down copy, a mere echo of a divine law, an immutable truth woven into the very fabric of creation. Your entire life has been operating under this grand system of divine double entry. And now, at this very moment, the books are not being balanced by a harried accountant with a calculator, but by the magnificent, unerring hand of creation itself. Every tear you shed in private, every silent sob that racked your body in the lonely hours, was not a sign of weakness, but a potent investment. For each of those tears, a measure of pure, unadulterated joy, was credited to your future, waiting to burst forth. Every betrayal you suffered, every wound inflicted by those you trusted, was not a permanent scar, but a catalyst. For each a measure of unfearing loyalty so profound and steadfast, it defies earthly comprehension, was placed in reserve specifically for you. For every dollar you lacked, every moment of financial strain that tightened its grip, a torrent of abundance, earmarked with your unique spiritual signature, was set aside. They wanted you to perceive your life as a relentless series of losses, a long agonizing list of debits. They highlighted your failures with the brightest, most piercing red ink, ensuring your gaze remained fixed on the empty columns, the failed relationships, the missed opportunities, the perpetually drained bank account. They knew with chilling precision that if you remained fixated on this perceived deficit, you would never muster the faith, the courage, or the conviction to even glance at the credit column. But the universe was watching, meticulously recording every unseen triumph. Every time you acted with integrity when no one was watching, when the temptation to compromise was immense, that was a credit. Every single time you chose to speak the truth, even when a lie would have offered an easier escape, that was a credit. Every instance you chose forgiveness over bitterness, compassion over resentment, that was a credit. These were not forgotten deeds. They were interest-bearing spiritual deposits, accruing value in realms beyond human comprehension. These deposits, invisible to the naked eye, were recorded with perfect divine accuracy in the cosmic archives. They represent the truest measure of your worth, a currency the world could never devalue, never manipulate, never steal. And now the vault is opening. But overnight, something fundamentally shifted. It wasn't you who broke. It was the system itself, the very matrix of limitation that sought to hold you captive. The energetic scales of justice tipped so violently, so decisively in your favor, that the shockwave is now beginning to register profoundly in the physical realm. That feeling you've been experiencing, that sudden, unexplainable peace that washes over you, even in the face of old, persistent anxieties, it is not your imagination playing tricks. It is the undeniable, resonating sound of a massive vault door clicking open, the echo of abundance claiming its rightful space. You might feel it as a sudden, urgent need to take a deep, full breath, perhaps the first truly unburdened breath you have taken in years, expanding your lungs with new life. You might look in the mirror and for the first time see not the fatigue of countless battles, but the undeniable radiant resilience of a victor, a warrior who has endured and triumphed. This is not a metaphor. This is the tangible physical evidence of a profound spiritual event. The reconciliation has begun. The cosmic accounts are balanced, and your payout is imminent. Understand this with absolute clarity. The pain you endured was never punishment. It was a transaction, a sacred exchange. The empty bank account was not a sign of your failure or inadequacy. It was the universe, in its infinite wisdom, meticulously forcing you to build wealth that cannot be counted, cannot be taxed, cannot be stolen. You built an unshakable resilience. You forged an integrity so pure it gleams. You cultivated a character so strong, so unyielding, that it could steward the immense physical wealth that was always destined to flow into your life. Consider a brilliant CEO, let's call her Amelia from New York, who lost everything in the 2008 financial crisis. For years she struggled, doubted, rebuilt from scratch, learning to value resourcefulness over lavish spending. Now, Amelia manages a multi-million-dollar tech startup, not with greed, but with a profound sense of purpose, her past trials having forged her into an extraordinary steward of wealth. The job you were unfairly fired from, the career path abruptly cut short, was not a rejection. It was a divine extraction, a merciful removal from an environment that would have suffocated your true purpose, stifled your potential. The friend who betrayed you, the confidant who broke your trust, was not a loss to mourn indefinitely. It was a masterclass in energetic sovereignty, teaching you to discern, to protect your sacred space, and to recognize who was truly worthy of your precious presence. The failed relationships that left you heartbroken were not a sign of your unworthiness, but a holy clearing of the vessel. Your spirit was being meticulously prepared for a connection so profound, so exquisitely divinely aligned, that it required an absolutely clean slate. The ghosts of past attachments, the lingering soul ties that held you captive, had to be offered. The space around your heart had to be consecrated, purified for the sacred covenant that was already written, already destined. This preparation was not random. It was purposeful and paramount. This, my friend, is precisely why the blessing comes all at once, not in slow, measured increments. In the limited three-dimensional world we inhabit, things unfold sequentially, one step after another. But in the boundless realm of spirit, where your victory was already secured, where your triumph was eternally etched, it is all settled in a single magnificent moment. A slow, gradual blessing parceled out toward time would have allowed the old world with its insidious narratives of control and limitation to adapt, to try and claim credit, to weave your breakthrough into its own narrative of subservience. But a sudden, overwhelming, multifaceted breakthrough, the Kashi and the ring arriving in unison, is an undeniable act of God. It is a system reset so powerful, so irrefutable, that it cannot be misinterpreted, cannot be co-opted. Think of a farmer in a drought praying for rain, and then one day, an unprecedented storm breaks. Not just a drizzle, but a torrential downpour that fills every reservoir, revitalizes every seed. This is your season. The delay you experienced was never a denial. It was the universe with its perfect timing, waiting for both accounts, the love and the wealth, to accrue the maximum possible interest. It was waiting for the perfect synchronous moment, when the release of one would trigger the immediate, unstoppable release of the other, creating a tidal wave of restoration, so powerful, it would not only bless you beyond your wildest imagination, but also shatter the paradigms of everyone watching. You are about to become living, breathing proof that God does not operate on an either-or principle. You are stepping into the season of all of the above. The cosmic ledger is being slammed shut on your season of lack, on every perceived deficit. The final immutable entry is being made, and it reads in bold divine script, paid in full. To formalize this activation, to truly anchor this energy into your physical reality, there is an assignment. This is not a mere request. It is a necessary symbolic step in the physical world to perfectly mirror the spiritual reality that has already unfolded. First, like this transmission, to anchor the energy of this divine reconciliation firmly into your timeline. This simple act is a declaration of acceptance. Second, subscribe to this channel to join the collective, the growing brotherhood of anointed ones who are not just receiving their blessings, but actively stepping into their assignments. This is your entrance into a family of faith, a community of individuals who are redefining what is possible. Third, in the comments below, enter the divine code 77. This is your energetic signature, a clear, resonant signal to the universe that you unequivocally accept this divine verdict that you are ready to receive. Finally, let this transmission play again in the background. Allow the powerful frequency of these words to saturate your spirit, to recalibrate your subconscious mind to the undeniable reality of your soul's victory. Let the truth sink deep into your bones. The transformation has already begun. Chapter 2: The Collapse of the False Choice. The world you were born into, the very matrix of society, is governed by a singular, insidious lie, the lie of scarcity. This pervasive falsehood is the bedrock of every broken system, every war fought over resources, every act of greed that stains human history. And its most personal, most potent application in your life has been the doctrine of the false choice. They preach it from every platform, from every influencer, from every news outlet. You can have a career, or you can have a family. You can be a spiritual person, or you can be a wealthy person. You can be deeply creative, or you can be commercially successful. You must choose, they insist. You must sacrifice one great love, one burning desire for another. This was their primary mechanism of control, designed to keep you small, manageable, endlessly striving, and perpetually unsatisfied. This insidious programming is embedded in everything you consume. It's in the movies that consistently portray the rich as lonely and corrupt, and the poor artist as noble, but perpetually struggling. It permeates the news cycles that relentlessly highlight conflict, disaster, and lack, convincing you that the world is a dangerous, insufficient place. It's even woven into the educational system that pressures you to pick a single career path at an impossibly young age, limiting your potential before you even understand yourself. By convincing you that your destiny was a limited menu with only one choice, they kept you perpetually hungry, perpetually feeling like you were missing something, perpetually dependent on their flawed system for the meager scraps they deign to offer. An employee who truly believes they must sacrifice their family life for a promotion is a compliant employee, easily manipulated. A person who believes they cannot find true love if they are financially ambitious is a person who will never build a powerful legacy, never manifest their full potential. It was a prison with invisible bars, and the lie of scarcity was the key that kept you locked inside, believing there was no escape. For you, the chosen one, this created a constant agonizing state of internal civil war, a feeling of being fragmented and pulled in a dozen different directions, because your spirit, your innate wisdom, inherently knew better. This relentless internal conflict was exhausting, draining your energy, often making you feel like a profound failure for not being able to simply pick one and be content. But here's the truth: you were not failing. You were resisting a spiritual violation. Your soul was refusing to be amputated, to be carved into a smaller, more digestible piece, for the sake of fitting into their claustrophobic box. You were never designed to fit into their system. Your spirit is coded for boundless abundance, for radical wholeness, for an expansive existence. The very concept of either-or is a foreign, dissonant language to your soul. This is precisely why you felt such profound discord for so long. You were trying to play a rigged game by their rules, and it was tearing you apart piece by piece. The tension you felt was not a sign of your indecisiveness. It was the powerful roar of your spirit, refusing to be compartmentalized, refusing to compromise its divine design. It was the anointed part of you screaming that this was not the deal you signed up for before you even came here, before you embodied this form. Your soul remembers true freedom, and it is now demanding its birthright. Now that entire structure, that intricate web of lies is collapsing. The blessing that is hurtling towards you, the cash and the ring arriving together in a symphony of divine timing, is a spiritual sledgehammer to the very foundation of that lie. Your life is about to become an irrefutable, undeniable testament to a higher truth, that with God there is no choice between blessings, only an exponential expansion of your capacity to receive them all. You are not just getting a taste, you are receiving the full feast. In the coming days and weeks, you will become a walking paradox to the people around you, a living, breathing challenge to their limited worldview. They will witness your financial life transform an undeniable surge of abundance, and simultaneously they will see your romantic life blossom into a profound, sacred connection. Their deeply ingrained programming will short-circuit. They will stare baffled, as if watching a magic trick they can't comprehend. Prepare yourself for the congratulations that feel less like genuine joy and more like subtle interrogations. How did you do it? They will ask, their eyes scanning for inconsistencies, for the loophole, the cheat code, the corner you must have cut. They are not genuinely asking for advice. They are searching for a flaw in the system, a way to dismiss your victory. Be prepared for their truly baffled expressions when they ask, "So where did all this money come from? I thought you were focusing on your healing." Or, "Wow, you found someone amazing. Did you have to put your business on the back burner?" Their minds simply cannot compute the "and." They can only process it as "or." Because in their reality, in the scarce and limited world they inhabit, what is happening to you is quite simply impossible. It violates the fundamental restrictive laws of their self-imposed prison. This isn't just your cousin on Facebook sharing a paragraph about their new small business venture. This is a heaven-sent shockwave, a divine earthquake designed to dismantle old beliefs. Their confusion, their inability to grasp your reality is the confirmation you need. Their disbelief is the undeniable evidence of your anointing, a clear sign of the divine favor resting upon you. They cannot comprehend a reality where years of private sacrifice, of unseen battles and whispered prayers are rewarded with a public dual-pronged victory, financial abundance and profound love, because their entire world is built on taking on manipulation, on transactional exchanges, and not on the pure act of receiving. They trade, they barter, they negotiate for crumbs. You, my friend, are about to receive freely and fully directly from the source of all abundance. You are about to demonstrate, through the very fabric of your life, that the universe does not operate like a cheap app with a premium paywall for every essential feature. Your soul was given the lifetime access key, the very moment it was created, imbued with infinite potential, and you are finally irrevocably logging in. Your primary job in this new season is not to explain it to them, to justify your blessings to those who refuse to understand. Your only job is simply to live it, to embody the truth, and to let your light shine unapologetically. The next stage is critical. Chapter 3. The frequency of fullness. Understand this profound truth. You cannot download a high-resolution reality using a dial-up connection. For this double blessing, this simultaneous arrival of cash and the ring to manifest fully and physically in your life, your internal energetic state, your very frequency, must be perfectly prepared to receive it. The blessing has already been released from the spiritual realm. It is already yours. If you are not yet holding it tangibly in your hand, it is only because your personal frequency has been, until now, slightly out of tune with the divine broadcast. For years you were often forced to broadcast on the low, draining frequency of lack. You worried incessantly about bills, you mourned lost loves. You operated from a place of, "What if it all goes wrong?" This crucially was not your fault. It was a direct consequence of the environment they meticulously crafted around you, an environment deliberately saturated with the suffocating static of fear, doubt, and pervasive scarcity. This low frequency acted like a dense, heavy filter, preventing you from even perceiving the myriad opportunities and blessings that were already swirling all around you. An opportunity for significant wealth might have appeared, but through the distorting lens of lack, it would have looked like an insurmountable risk, a fraudulent scam, or simply too good to be true. A potential divine partner might have crossed your path radiating light and connection, but through the lens of unworthiness, they would have seemed impossibly out of reach, intimidating, or not meant for someone like you. But I declare to you now unequivocally, that era is over. The arduous work of the last few years, the sometimes painful isolation, the brutal self-reflection, the moments of profound loneliness, these were not punishments from a vengeful God. They were a divinely orchestrated quarantine, a sacred separation. You had to be separated from the incessant noise of the world, from its draining expectations, to detox your spirit from their oppressive frequency. You had to learn, painstakingly, to narrate your own powerful signal, uninfluenced by external static. This isolation forced you to become your own source of comfort, your own wellspring of validation, your own oasis of peace. You had to learn to genuinely enjoy your own company, to find profound wholeness in solitude, discovering depths within yourself you never knew existed. This, my friend, was the most critical training you could ever undergo because it ensured you would not become codependent on the blessings when they finally arrived. You would not look to the money for your identity or to the partner for your worth. Now you are being manually retone-tuned exquisitely by your Creator. This is happening on a cellular level, permeating every fiber of your being. Pay close attention to your body. You may feel a sudden radiant warmth in your chest, a feeling of expansive lightness, where there used to be a dense knot of anxiety. You might notice an unfamiliar buoyancy in your step, as if a literal physical weight has been miraculously lifted. The world itself might seem different, as if a veil has been removed. Colors will appear more vivid, music will resonate with deeper, profound meaning, food will taste richer, more nourishing. Your sleep will become deeper, more restorative, as your subconscious mind effortlessly releases old patterns of survival stress and chronic vigilance. This isn't merely about feeling good. It's about becoming an efficient, powerful conduit for divine energy, a clear channel for abundance. The old frequency you were on was akin to trying to run a supercomputer on a failing, corroded battery. It was a state of constant low-grade emergency that consumed all your precious power just to maintain basic functions, leaving no energy for creation or expansion. This is not a psychological trick, a fleeting illusion. This is the tangible physical evidence of a fundamental frequency shift within you. You are beginning to tune into the frequency of fullness, the divine broadcast where blessings are the norm, not the rare exception, where miracles are simply the natural order of things. On this elevated frequency, synchronicities will become the eloquent language of the universe, speaking directly to you. You will start to see them everywhere, undeniable confirmation that you two are aligned. You will think of an old friend, a long-lost connection, and within hours they will call, or you will receive a message. You will need a specific piece of information, a vital clue, and it will miraculously appear in front of you on a billboard, in a book, in a random conversation. More specifically, you will start to see synchronicities related to the cash and the ring. You will find money in unexpected place. Not large amounts at first, but small delightful tokens, a forgotten $20 bill, in an old coat pocket, a misplaced gift card with a surprising balance, a refund you didn't expect. These are not mere accidents. They are playful winks from the universe, assuring you that the channel is clear, the transmission is strong, and the larger manifestation is powerfully on its way. You will see symbols of committed love everywhere. Happy elderly couples holding hands, a perfectly timed movie scene, reflecting your deepest desires, a song on the radio that speaks directly to your heart, playing in 3 different places in a single day. You will see specific number sequences like 7 over and over again, on clocks, on license plates, on receipts. These are divine nods, confirming unequivocally that you are on the right path, that destiny is unfolding. This is the universe showing you the intricate blueprint of your unfolding reality. The loneliness you endured, the periods of profound solitude were a crucial intentional part of this recalibration. You had to learn to be absolutely whole, complete, and self-sufficient on your own. Why? Because the person coming into your life, the one who embodies the ring, is not coming to complete you. They are coming to build an empire, a legacy with an equal partner, not to fill a void. And the cash is not coming to save you from your circumstances. It is coming to fund the sacred mission that you were born to accomplish, a mission that demands your full empowered presence. If you had not gone through the refining fire of isolation, if you had not done the deep internal work, you would have misused both blessings. You would have looked to the person for your worth, for your happiness, and to the money for your safety, your identity. But now you are your own source. You are a self-sustaining spiritual power plant, radiating your own light. The person and the money are not the power itself. They are simply the magnificent tools that the newly empowered you will use to shape reality, to manifest your divine purpose. Embrace this new frequency. Nurture it. Protect it fiercely from the static of the old world. Meditate on the feeling of fullness. Feel in every fiber of your being what it feels like to have more than enough to be loved unconditionally and securely. Practice living in this elevated state, for you are no longer merely preparing for a new reality. You are actively downloading it in real time into your every moment. Chapter 4: The Cash as a Tool, Not a Trophy. Let us be perfectly clear about the true nature of the financial abundance that is now streaming into your life. This is not lottery money. This is not a random prize for being a good person, nor is it merely a cosmic reward for your past suffering. To perceive it in that way is to diminish its profound sacred purpose. The cash, the financial resources being allocated to your name, is assignment funding. It is a powerful tool, not a mere trophy to be displayed. Imagine yourself as a divine special agent entrusted with a critical mission. For years you have been operating behind enemy lines, navigating treacherous terrain, with minimal support, often feeling invisible. But your mission, your unique purpose, was so critical, so vital to the unfolding of the divine plan, that headquarters has now unequivocally approved your operational budget. The funds are being airdropped directly to your location, bypassing all previous obstacles and gatekeepers. These funds are not primarily for personal indulgence, beyond what is absolutely necessary to keep the agent, which is you, healthy, focused, and optimally equipped for the task at hand. It is for executing the mission, for bringing your divine purpose to fruition. Heaven's verdict is in your purpose. The very reason you were placed on this earth at this pivotal time requires significant, undeniable resources. And the budget has just been approved. For far too long, your divine purpose, your brilliant visions, have been kneecapped by financial limitations. The world's broken system is designed precisely that way. It ensures that the people with the purest visions, the most revolutionary ideas, the most compassionate hearts are too busy worrying about rent, about food, about survival, to ever bring their world-changing concepts to fruition. It is an insidious system of spiritual suppression by way of economic starvation. But for you, the chosen one, that system has been decisively overruled. A higher authority, an omnipotent force, has signed off on your divine project, and the funds are being wired directly, bypassing every single gatekeeper, every obstacle, every individual who reveled in your struggle. Every single moment of financial hardship you endured was not a curse. It was your intense, invaluable boot camp. It was not meant to teach you to suffer, but to teach you to be incredibly resourceful, resilient, and ingeniously creative. When you had to make $20 last for a week, stretching every penny, you were learning divine economics, mastering the art of manifestation with limited means. When you had to manifest a meal out of what seemed like an empty pantry, you were practicing faith-based creation, believing in the unseen. When you had to fix something essential with no money, you learned innovation, problem-solving under pressure. You learned how to turn nothing into something, a sacred skill that those born into privilege and endless resources can never truly acquire. That was the test. You had to prove that you could be trusted with little, that your spirit was unshakable, before you could be handed the keys to the treasury. You have proven that your spirit is not for sale, that your integrity is inviolable, that you will not compromise your truth for a paycheck. You have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that you value purpose over profit, divine alignment over worldly gain. And because you passed these crucible tests, you are now being trusted with much. The money is not coming for you in an indulgent sense. It is coming through you. It has an assignment attached to it, a sacred purpose encoded within its very energetic structure. and your spirit already knows on a profound intrinsic level exactly what that purpose is. In the coming days, an idea you were forced to abandon years ago, perhaps dismissed as impractical or impossible, will suddenly resurface in your mind with blinding clarity, demanding your attention. A business plan you meticulously wrote, then filed away in despair. A creative project you dreamed of that the world called impossible. A calling you suppressed because you lacked the capital, the resources. All of these will powerfully demand your attention. This is not a random thought. This is your assignment being powerfully activated, the universe reminding you of your true work. Simultaneously, the clear, effortless path to its funding will appear before you. It will not look like a convoluted bank loan with endless paperwork and skeptical interrogations. It will look like an unexpected inheritance from a relative you barely knew, a legacy manifesting from unseen connections. It will look like an investment from a stranger who heard your story, saw your vision, and believes in you with an unshakable faith. It will look like a forgotten crypto wallet, suddenly skyrocketing in value, or a piece of art you acquired years ago suddenly appreciating to an astonishing degree. Do not question it. Do not analyze it with the limited fear-based logic of the old world. The logic of scarcity screams, "This is too good to be true." The truth of abundance simply states, "This is exactly what is true." Your only job, your sacred responsibility, is to say a resounding, unwavering yes. Understand that this money is spiritually protected. It will repel anyone with a parasitic or misaligned intention. People who approach you with get-rich-quick schemes with greedy intentions or with a desire to exploit will feel a visceral, undeniable aversion to your new high vibrational energy. If you attempt to use these funds for purely egotistical means, foresee selfish indulgence, devoid of purpose, it will either rapidly dry up or create chaos and unforeseen obstacles in your life. A divine feedback mechanism, a loving course correction to keep you precisely on track. This immense wealth is a powerful tool, and it will only respond to the guiding hand of its designated master builder. You, my friend, are that builder. The initial feeling you experience will be one of profound, liberating relief, a deep, resonant exhalation after years of holding your breath, of navigating treacherous waters. But this relief will be immediately followed by a sober, powerful sense of purpose. This is not playtime money. It is the lifeblood of your destiny, the fuel for your mission. And you will feel its sacred, weighty significance in your hands, knowing its true purpose. It is time to pick up your tools and get to work. Your destiny awaits your command. Chapter 5. The ring is a covenant, not a contract. Just as the cash arriving in your life is not a mere trophy, the ring symbolizing your divine partnership is not a fluffy fairy tale's tale. The sacred, profound partnership that is manifesting in your life is not about fulfilling a social expectation, nor is it merely about finding a happily ever after ending to your story. This, my friend, is the beginning of a new story, a sacred saga, a powerful epic yet to be written. The ring represents a covenant, not a contract. A contract in the worldly sense is a transactional agreement based on finite terms, specific conditions, and a calculation of mutual benefit. It is an "I will do this for you if you do this for me" arrangement. Contracts have loopholes, they have exit clauses, and they can be broken. A covenant, however, is an entirely different order of connection. It is a spiritual bond, a holy alliance forged in the very presence of God, consecrated for the fulfillment of a joint divine purpose. It is transformational. It declares, "My entire being, my spirit, my gifts, my purpose, are allied with yours for the sacred purpose of serving our Creator, for manifesting a shared vision." A covenant is sealed by a higher power, bound by eternal laws, and is unbreakable by worldly forces, by external pressures, or by fleeting human emotions. This is the magnitude of what has been prepared for you. The reason it has taken so long, the apparent delay, is that a connection of this spiritual magnitude could not be rushed, could not be forced. You had to be meticulously prepared, refined through fire, and so did your partner. While you were walking through your refining flames, enduring your trials, they were walking through theirs in a different place, in a different way, but for the exact same purpose: purification, preparation, and divine alignment. Every past heartbreak you endured, every single betrayal that left you wounded, was not in vain. These were meticulous, sometimes agonizing lessons in discernment. You were being trained by the divine to recognize the profound difference between a fleeting soulmate, a connection meant for growth and departure, and a true unwavering covenant partner. You learned to distinguish between an attachment born of past trauma and an alignment born of destiny, between a superficial connection and a deep spiritual resonance. The people who left your life, the ones who ghosted you, the ones who couldn't handle the intensity of your light or the depth of your spirit, they were not rejecting you. They were being divinely removed, surgically extracted from your path. They were fundamentally allergic to your anointing, to the powerful frequency you carry. Their departure was not a loss. It was a necessary spiritual detox, a cleansing of your sacred space. The ground around you had to be cleared, consecrated, and made holy for the arrival of the one who was specifically built, perfectly designed to stand beside you, shoulder to shoulder, in the magnificent seasons that are now unfolding. You will not recognize this person by a superficial spark of infatuation, the kind that often masks chaos and instability. The era of confusing anxiety for excitement, of mistaking drama for passion, is definitively over for you. You will recognize them by a profound, undeniable sense of peace. In their presence, your nervous system, which has been in a state of hypervigilance for far too long, will finally stand down. The guards you've instinctively kept up, the walls you built as a survival mechanism, will melt away, not out of naive trust, but out of a deep, resonant knowing. It will not feel like a dramatic romance novel, filled with contrived twists and turns. Instead, it will feel like coming home, a comforting, familiar embrace for your soul. It will feel like remembering a vital part of your own soul you had forgotten existed, a missing piece that was always within reach. You will be able to sit in silence with them for hours, days even, and feel more deeply connected, more profoundly understood than you ever did in countless conversations with others. You will look at their scars, the indelible evidence of their own arduous battles, and feel not pity, but a deep, reverent respect. You will recognize their strength and know with absolute certainty that it was forged in a fire as hot and intense as your own. There will be an effortless understanding, a communication that transcends the limitations of words, a knowing that speaks directly from soul to soul. It will feel less like getting to know someone new and more like reconnecting with the most vital member of your own spiritual team, a co-creator whose absence you subconsciously felt but couldn't name. You will discover that your life stories, though lived separately across different geographies and experiences, rhyme in an unfunny, beautiful way. The key lessons you learned, often through hardship, are the exact ones they needed to learn, and vice versa. Your greatest wound corresponds to their greatest strength, creating a dynamic of mutual healing, empowerment, and synergistic growth that is divinely engineered for maximum impact. This is precisely why the covenant is arriving at the same time as the cash. Your joint mission, your shared divine assignment, requires both of you to be fully resourced, fully empowered, and unburdened by the survival stresses and limitations of the old world. This person is not coming to save you from loneliness any more than the money is coming to save you from poverty. You have already saved yourself by doing the deep internal work, by becoming whole and complete on your own. This person is coming to build with you. They hold the blueprints for the parts of your destiny the aspects of your purpose that you simply cannot build alone. Their strengths will perfectly complement your weaknesses and yours theirs. Where you are a visionary, perhaps they will be a grounded strategist. Where you are cautious, they will be bold, pushing boundaries. Together, you will form a self-contained unit of creation, a spiritual power couple, whose union will send ripples through the world, inspiring and transforming all who witness your alignment. This is not about love in the superficial way the world often defines it. This is about a divine assignment, a cosmic mandate packaged in the form of the most profound sacred human connection you have ever imagined. The covenant is first with God, the ultimate architect, and then with each other, and it is unbreakable, eternal. Chapter 6: Navigating the Sudden Shift. When a blessing of this unparalleled magnitude, this double-barreled manifestation, enters the physical realm, it creates a powerful energetic vacuum. And the very nature of the old dark energy, the lingering forces of scarcity and doubt, is to rush in and try to fill that void, to reassert control. The next phase of your divine test is not in acquiring the blessing, for that is already handled. Your true test now lies in holding it in, stewarding it, with unwavering faith and integrity. The enemy will no longer try to block your manifestation. That ship has sailed its anchors keel. The new strategy will be far more subtle, more insidious, to tempt you to corrupt it, to doubt its divine origin, or most insidiously, to shrink from its immensity. The primary weapon used against you in this new season will be the jealousy and confusion of others, particularly those closest to you. Be prepared. The attacks will come from the most unexpected places. Esau. People who were your biggest cheerleaders when you were struggling, the ones who offered you pity and sympathy when you were in lack, may suddenly become silent, distant, or even subtly critical. Their support, you will realize, was conditional. They were comfortable with you so long as you were relatable in your struggle, understandable in your lack. Your total undeniable victory makes them deeply uncomfortable because it holds up a harsh mirror to their own limiting beliefs, their own unaddressed fears, and their own inaction. Their jealousy will not always be overt aggressive. It will often disguise itself as concern. Are you sure you can handle all that money? It really changes people you know. It will disguise itself as a backhanded compliment. Wow, it's so great to see you finally got it together, implying you were a mess before that. This is a temporary fix. It will manifest as planting insidious seeds of doubt about your new partnership. He seems perfect, almost too perfect. Make sure you are being careful. This is not genuine concern. It is a cunning attempt to pull you back down to their frequency of fear, limitation, and scarcity. Recognize it for what it is: a spiritual gravity. They are desperately trying to pull you back into their orbit of what is normal and realistic. Because your escape, your undeniable triumph, threatens the very stability of their entire worldview. Do not engage. Do not get caught in their draining gravitational pull. Simply rise. They will call you lucky. Let them. Luck, my friend, is simply the nickname the lazy give to the anointed. They will whisper that you must have sold out, compromised your integrity, or stumbled upon some illicit gain. Let them. Their gossip is merely the static from a dying frequency, cease the last gasps of a collapsing paradigm. What they perceive as an overnight success was paid for in full, with countless nights you spent on your knees in prayer, with tears they never saw, with internal battles they never knew you fought. You have the real receipts, and so does heaven. Their opinion is no longer relevant currency in your new economy. You must master the art of the serene response. Do not get pulled into arguments. Do not feel the need to justify your blessings. Do not attempt to explain the spiritual mechanics of your breakthrough to those who are determined to misunderstand it, whose hearts are closed to truth. A simple, unshakable, "I am very grateful," is a complete, impregnable answer. Your peace will be your impenetrable shield, and their inability to disrupt it will be their final ultimate defeat. The most dangerous trap during this phase, even more so than external criticism, will be the temptation to shrink. A part of you, the part still conditioned by the old world's scarcity mentality, will want to downplay your blessings, to dim your light, to make others feel more comfortable in their own limited realities. You will be tempted to hide the full extent of your financial breakthrough, to minimize the profound depth and power of your new relationship. Do not do this. This is a trap of false humility, a subtle form of spiritual suicide. Shrinking is an insult to the Creator, who so lavishly bestowed these gifts upon you. It is a form of energetic rejection, a whisper to the universe that says, "This is too much. I am not worthy of this much light, this much love, this much abundance." Your abundance is meant to be a lighthouse, not a flickering candle you hide under a basket. Your covenant relationship is meant to be a living, breathing testament to divine love, not a carefully guarded secret. A lighthouse does not apologize for its brightness. It does not dim its powerful beam for fear of offending the ships that prefer to sail in the dark, lost and adrift. It simply stands anchored to its solid rock, and it shines boldly and unapologetically. That, my friend, is your new role. You are not bragging. You are broadcasting a divine signal of possibility, a beacon of hope to others who are still trapped in the lie of scarcity, who believe they must choose. Your life is becoming the undeniable evidence they need to see that a different way, a more expansive, joyful way, is not only possible, but divinely ordained. You must learn to hold the paradox of being profoundly gracious and yet absolutely unapologetic. You must learn to stand in the full power and glory of your received blessings without a trace of arrogance, and equally, without a trace of apology. You are not responsible for managing other people's emotional reactions to your answered prayers. That burden is not yours to carry. Your only sacred responsibility is to be a faithful, discerning steward of what you have been given, to embody the truth you have received. Protect your peace fiercely, fortify your boundaries with unwavering resolve, and keep your eyes fixed with laser focus on the mission that lies ahead. The cash and the ring are simply the beginning. They are the magnificent resources for the real work that is about to commence. The shift has happened. Now, you must learn to live, to thrive, to lead in it. Chapter 7, the 2026 Deadline and Beyond. The year 2026 is not an arbitrary date, plucked from the ether. It is a potent spiritual marker, a cosmic deadline woven into the very fabric of time. It represents an energetic gateway, a critical point on the universal timeline, where certain cosmic debts must be definitively settled, and new expansive paradigms must be firmly established. Think of it as a celestial alignment that opens a specific, highly charged window of opportunity, one that massively favors divine justice, undeniable truth, and profound restoration for the chosen ones. For you, this is the deadline for the old world to pay what it owes. It is the precise moment when the great restoration graduates from an internal, intensely spiritual process to a tangible physical reality that can no longer be denied, ignored, or dismissed by anyone anywhere. The reason this acceleration is happening now with such unprecedented intensity is because the world itself is in a state of profound, unprecedented transition. Old systems meticulously built on control, scarcity, and deception are fracturing, crumbling under the unsustainable weight of their own inherent corruption. They are becoming brittle and weak, their foundations cracking. In the midst of this controlled chaos, a new world, a new era is being powerfully seeded, and God is strategically positioning His key players for the next great season. You, my friend, are one of those indispensable key players. The cash and the ring are not your retirement package, not an invitation to simply rest on your laurels. They are your standard issue equipment, your essential tools, your spiritual arsenal for the monumental assignment that begins in earnest as you cross that 226 threshold. The all-at-once nature of this manifestation, this instantaneous delivery, is the undeniable signature of this new era. The time for slow, gradual, incremental progress, for snail-paced manifestation, is over. That was a feature of the old dense reality, which operated on linear time and limited consciousness. We are now in a time of quantum leaps of instantaneous manifestation, a massive jump in consciousness. You have been living in a beta test of your reality, navigating its limitations, and now you are receiving the full official software. Release the complete upgrade. The shift is meant to be sudden. It is meant to be jarring, to shake you free from lingering complacency. It is meant to definitively separate you from your lost life, from the people and mindsets that belong to that collapsing timeline. It is a divine extraction, a sacred rescue mission. You are being powerfully pulled out of the disintegrating timeline of lack and scarcity and placed squarely firmly onto the ascending timeline of purpose, abundance, and divine fulfillment. This is why it feels so intense, so profound, so utterly transformative. It is a complete system overhaul of your entire being. You are not simply getting a new job and a new partner. You are being reborn, fully activated into a new reality, one that you helped co-create with every prayer you whispered, every act of faith you dared to make, and every single moment you refused to give up even when everything seemed irrevocably lost. Manifestation will now happen at the speed of your conviction, at the velocity of your unwavering belief, because your frequency is no longer creating any lag in the system. The connection is clear, the channel is open, and your divine signal is radiating powerfully. You must stop seeing these blessings, the cash, the ring, as the final reward for your struggle. They are not the destination. They are merely the starting line, the equipped launch pad. They are the essential resources and the unshakable support system you need for the real impactful work to begin. Your past pain, your trials, your moments of doubt, these were not wasted. They were the intense training, the rigorous preparation for what is now unfolding. This new season is your deployment, your call to action, your moment to shine. As you enter 2026, you will be fully funded, divinely partnered, and spiritually activated, ready to claim your throne. Your purpose will become clearer, more vibrant, more undeniable than it has ever been. You will find yourself in rooms you never thought you would enter, engaging in conversations with people you once saw as unreachable, influential, or beyond your grasp. The words you speak will carry an authority that is not merely your own, because they will be perfectly aligned with divine will, resonating with truth. The projects you launch, brilliantly funded by the cash and powerfully supported by the covenant, will have an unseen wind at their back, succeeding in ways that defy worldly logic and human explanation. The grand vision that has been gestating in your spirit for years, patiently awaiting its moment, will finally have the fertile ground, the necessary resources, and the unwavering support to grow into something magnificent and world-changing. You are not just getting rich and married in the limited worldly sense. You are being restored to your original divine template, to the magnificent blueprint of your soul. You are being enthroned in your rightful place, reclaiming the power and purpose that were always meant for you. 23 is the year you step onto your predestined platform, fully prepared, fully empowered. The waiting is over. You are no longer a trainee waiting for orders, feeling uncertain. You are an active field commander, divinely equipped on the front lines of a new creation, shaping the world with your every move. Your life is no longer your own, in the old limited sense. It is an instrument of divine will, a living testimony to God's faithfulness, and a powerful weapon for the light in a world hungering for truth. Act accordingly. The assignment has not only begun, it is in full glorious motion. For the next 7 days, I challenge you to activate this reality in your daily life. Day 1. Affirm your worth. Upon waking, declare aloud, I am worthy of profound love and abundant wealth. The universe is paying me in full. 2. Day 2. Seek synchronicity. Actively look for the winks from the universe, repeated numbers, unexpected money, symbols of love. Acknowledge them with gratitude. 3. Day 3. Visualize your mission. Spend 15 minutes in quiet reflection, visualizing your divine purpose fully funded and supported by your perfect partner. See the impact you make. 4. Day 4. Release the old narrative. Identify one limiting belief about money or relationships you still hold. Write it down then. Ceremonially burn or tear it up, declaring its power over you is broken. 5. Day 5 of practice grateful stewardship. Find a small way to be a steward today. Donate a small amount to a cause you believe in, or intentionally invest your time in a passion project. Feel the flow of abundance through you. 6. Day 60. Embrace your whole self. Reflect on your journey of isolation and self-discovery. Acknowledge your completeness. Realize your partner is an addition, not a completion. 7. Day 7. Declare your sovereignty. Stand tall, shoulders back, and declare, I am a powerful co-creator. My life is a testament to divine abundance and unbreakable covenant. My blessings are here now. This shift has already begun. You are now irrevocably walking in a new truth. The change is not coming. It is happening right now in this very moment. Welcome home, chosen one.